It's your girl, Teesha, and I'm back with an episode of the podcast pertaining to ego deaths, evolving. So, yeah, I haven't even slept. My mom's been in ICU for like 2 days. But check this out. And basically, they call me. They're 3 hours forward in New York, so I wrote this for guidance. It just came in to me. Don't let an old wound, an old pattern, or something of the past rob you of your future. Time is really going faster. It feels like now, and some things we are meant to pass sooner or later. For instance, the ego death. So, life is a school. As my father used to say, yeah, I went to the University of Life. So, the ego death. In case of resistance to the ego death, which is necessary for your heart, your soul, your true divine self to heal and shed the patterns of pride, bondage, manipulation, lust, vanity, these things that we haven't been able to let go. Basically, when we don't, we just stay stagnant in that level of vibration, attracting the same situations and repetitions in your life, which ultimately weighs us down and puts us in immediate danger, intense, prolonged unfulfillment, unhappiness. If you are chosen with a specific path, or to go in that path, the universe, if you must have an ego death, the universe will create even worse situations each time until it extracts the ego out of you. Because if God chose you, you're chosen, depending on your position in this army. In order for us to travel up, to level up to our higher self, that is 100%, it is killing the ego. Imagine living with pride and ego, lust, gossip in our lives. For example, it will weigh you down. It is poisonous to the soul. Wanting to be chosen or picked or win a battle with someone over, who makes more money, or fighting over a guy who's the better woman, or who's more successful, is a possible clue to what needs to be healed in us in like our childhood neglect, or wanting to fight for your parents' attention. Look at me, or no, come, be with me, or I want them, or look at me. I was ignored or something. It manifests that way because your first relationships are with your parents. And then you learn to have a relationship with yourself. And sometimes you don't. You go from your parents to your friends to your mates, but did you really have a relationship with yourself? No. So the ego is fine, but you can't stay stuck in that. It helps you out of your dark times. If I didn't have my ego back in where I grew up at, I would have been done, because my ego was there to protect me and put up that wall, and I had to have these qualities. So they're not bad qualities, but they're not for you to use at your highest self. Remember, where the ego, the lust, and all that is in your lowest chakra. If you want to talk about chakras, the red, the lust, the envy, the greed, murder, violence, if you understand what I mean. And it has to do with what? Like, the genital parts, I guess. But, going up, like going up to your heart, that area too, because, you gotta keep going up. Not that I practice any yoga. No, I don't do no kundalini, nothing like that. But I'm gonna just explain it either way, however it comes. But I don't do that. So, boom. So I was saying about seeking admiration, wanting to draw attention you didn't receive as a child, or it could be a victim of bullying, for instance. People try to fill those voids. Like, they go back on the show, hey, I got bullied as a kid, and look at me today, look at me now. It's like, I want to be seen, I want to be seen. They did it to win. The start of dropping the ego would literally mean dropping it, but it has to be from your heart. For instance, say, God, use me. I'm tired. This way of life is not fulfilling to me. Save me. Please save my soul. Yes, I struggle with some resentment, and you know why? It's because, you can say whatever happened to you, a specific situation, be specific, be open. It's because I went through this situation, you know how I feel about this, and I'm suffering with this, help me. Just lay it all out. But please help me to get over this and forgive and heal. Make me happy again. For the smaller things in life, bring me back to the basics. I'm tired. Right. Bring me back to the basics. I'm tired. Use me, save me, guide me, save my soul. So for me, it starts to happen when you pray it, but you mean it, you declare it from your heart. You absolutely mean it from your heart. So your heart has to be pure to even get your prayers answered the way you would want them to, so there won't be any blockages in your message coming through, because, you want to bring that from a place of unconditional love. You want to fulfill your heart's desires and be your best self. You were created from love, not hate. Okay. It can take... Okay, so basically, my bad, my friend was texting me, and I kind of was inspired to write this because of her, and I reconnected with her, and it's amazing how life is, how you never know who is here in your life to guide you. It's another reason why we must crush our egos sometimes, because we can push away good people and not even know because our ego got in the way, and it blocked our heart's desire. Like, your ego will never bring you your heart's desire. That comes from your mind. That does not come from your heart unless you have some type of hate in your heart. And not hate, but a wound. Hurt. Hurt turns into hate. So, so you have to forgive people. How is God gonna forgive us? And He forgives us so much. In order to forgive, you have to learn how to forgive. So the process doesn't change overnight, but it will begin. It can take you years to get exactly where you need to be or not. That part is unique. But take control of it. Don't let it pass you by and you still hold on to material things or ideas and beliefs that were installed in you by society, other influences, money, status, music, fame, lust, control, school, agencies, governments, commercials. We live in a realm of repetitiveness, patterns, duality, and levels. So you don't want to get caught up in that constantly. You have to stay firm. We fall off track. Sometimes it's needed to come back, you know. So, basically you have to let those things go that were installed in you. And the lust and control is dark parts of the ego, like the devil, basically. When these guys kill the girls over leaving them because jealousy and a stab to their ego, the connection is from lust, sex, because love is much more pure. It is free, unconditional, and opposite of immorality. You can choose to stay in this lower vibration forever by free will, which no longer benefits your growth or fulfill your heart's desire. The liar, the worthless one, the one who sells you dreams and then steals your life or your loved ones, will be the master of the ego and pride. The sad one who will constantly bring you back into the same loop, a lack of insecurity and shame or guilt. Even after you get what you want, it'll fool you with what you think you want. Once you get it, you're not even satisfied. You can't be mad or not happy anymore or complain. You cannot be mad for not being happy or complain when you choose it knowingly. Some people are going to be like, I ain't ish, and I know it, and I ain't going to change. I'm going to be a dirty, for life. They chose that, and that's where they at. And that's where they stay at, and they will vibrate on that level until you see them RIP on a shirt, if that. So that is, you choosing your route. If you truly want to change and you want to be righteous, you want to be happy, you want to be blessed in your right, in your birthright, because you are not created, you're created naked out of love. You weren't created to be looked at and lusted over. You weren't created to compete. This is, humanity has turned into something else. And you truly want to shift and find fulfillment, shifting to love, moving with love, basically start praying like this. So, Most High Father, free my soul. This is from the heart. I'm saying this is from the heart, not fate. Things will shift when you mean it. free my soul. You ask the Most High to free your soul. Okay? In simple terms, you can say however you want it, but that's what you're asking for. You want to get free. Free from the bondage. Free from these ideas. Free from these patterns. Free from these bondages. Free from addictions. Free from whatever the heck has you, free of the lies. Okay? Also, living in the ego is not even living in alignment with your true self, because it's not how we were made, and it's not what fulfills the heart, So if you're not being real with yourself, and this is where the inner work comes in, there's no more blaming anybody. There's no more I. You're more of a we person. The more you get in alignment with who you are and you do the inner work, you let go of the anger, you grow up, you let go of that childhood anger or whoever wronged you that you never let go of and forgave, and you let go. Once you let go of that, it'll just start to happen. You start to come into your true essence. You no longer you start to find comfort in your own who you are. You start to appreciate yourself. You start to get to know yourself. You start to spend time with yourself. You start not to care what anybody thinks about you. You start to not care about being seen or being liked. These things will come with time. It might take longer than others. So like I said, some people will prolong their own growth because they'll go back and do it again and go 10 steps back. It might fall off for good, or might not. Everybody's different, but there are going to be tests. Distractions will always come, especially the higher you get. But it's up to you not to fall back into the loop. Those are tests, more lessons, and that means you are growing. And so I named this episode after my dad. So it's part of the University of Life. Dedicated to my dad, my daddy. Alright, so it's your girl Teesha, Preciouzeyezrealeyez. And peace be with you.